Hello everyone, I hope you guys are all having a fabulous Monday. Today I'm coming to the weekly Minks Monday Q&A. Before we get started, let me share the bag that I'm currently rocking, and that is the Chanel Jumbo in the black caviar leather with the gold hardware. Alright, so grab a coffee, grab a tea, let's start your workout, let's go to work, let's do laundry, whatever it is that you're doing, come join me. We have some awesome topics to cover today. Starting with the first question from Candy J. What single piece of advice would you give to someone getting into luxury goods? This is a fabulous question, and I am by no means an expert on what I'm about to say. This is just from personal experience, and there's a few things that I can touch base on, but if I can only stick to one piece of advice, I would have to say, don't give in to what someone says you should have in your collection. You know what I mean? Like those people that say that you're not a true Louis Vuitton lover if you don't have this bag, or you have to have this bag. Run out there and get this bag. It needs to be part of your collection. And they kind of build hype around that and they try to shove it down your throat. That doesn't necessarily work out for everybody. Go for things that work out the best for your needs. Go for things that work out the best for your wallet, and most importantly, things that suit your lifestyle the best, because you're going to be the one using it, not me, not Billy Bob, not Sally Sue, you. So it has to work out for you. You know what I mean? A couple of weeks ago, I was having a conversation with an individual who told me that I am not considered a true handbag addict because I don't have a Birkin. In order to be considered a true luxury handbag addict, you have to have a Birkin. That is the most idiotic thing I have ever heard in my life. Absolutely not. I couldn't disagree with that more. Just because I don't have a certain brand, and just because I refuse to add a certain style to my collection doesn't negate the fact that I am a handbag lover, because I am. I like them all. Whether they're luxury or whether they're contemporary, I love all handbags. And it shouldn't be because of a price that you have in order for you to be considered a true handbag addict. You know, just like I feel that you don't have to have a luxury handbag to be, once again, considered a handbag addict. You know, maybe Chanel isn't your jam. Maybe Louis Vuitton isn't your thing, but maybe Dooney & Bourke is, or Coach, or Rebecca Minkoff. There's nothing wrong with that. A handbag addict is a handbag addict, regardless of the brand, regardless of the price. You know, so I thought that was incredible. Now, I know I'm kind of cheating because I also wanted to incorporate another piece of advice. I know you said to stick to one, but I wanted to throw this out there just in case. It's very easy to get sucked into the whirlwind of luxury goods. And I experienced this firsthand. I've said it before. I used to buy just to buy. I used to buy without reason. Now, I'm not saying that that's a bad thing either. If that works out for an individual to buy without necessarily thinking about it or without necessarily doing research on it, that works out for them. That's wonderful. That wasn't the experience that I had, because a lot of my mistakes came from that. And more often than not, I would end up buying an item. I would find a way to justify it, to add it to my collection. I'd bring it home. I'd use it maybe once, and then it would end up sitting on my shelf. So it was like this constant cycle that I had. So now I do take my time when it comes to adding, items to my collection. I do like to do research. I do like to see how it works out, on my body frame when I go into the boutique, if I have that possibility. It gives me a little bit more peace of mind, and it was just by trial and error what ended up working out for my lifestyle, because before I would just get crazy, and I would watch unboxing after unboxing. I would get so hyped up. And other times I also noticed that it was more about the chase. It was more about wanting to find that item because it was hard to find or what have you. And then once I got it, I was completely over it. I was like, I don't feel it anymore. I don't want it. I'm not going to use it. And once again, it would sit on that shelf. As I said in the beginning, I'm not an expert. I'm just sharing my past experiences because it was quite rocky. And I don't regret them either, because it's brought me to this point in time and being able to pinpoint what does end up working out for my lifestyle. And sometimes that ends up changing. Sometimes you do fall out of love with items, and there's nothing wrong with that. But for someone to tell you what you should have in your collection, what you need to have in order to be considered this, that, or the other, or telling you that you have to go out there and buy it, you have to have it, you have to have it. I mean, it's very easy, once again, to get sucked in, but at the end of the day, I would recommend going for things that work out for your needs, for your wallet, and most importantly, for your lifestyle. But, those are just my 2 cents. So once again, I know that I cheated because I gave a couple examples, but I would love to know, what single piece of advice would you give to someone getting into luxury goods? Let us know in the comment section down below. But fantastic question, and hopefully I was able to answer it. For the next one, Taylor McDonald and Yashika Roden, hopefully I said that correctly, had similar questions, so I fused them together. Did you ever update us on your Polene bags after your first impression? How are they holding up? I absolutely love the number 1 mini, and I'm thinking about buying it for my birthday. I'm so nervous about buying online. One of my major reservations about this bag is the chain. Is it uncomfortable? Does it dig in? I can't find any reviews online that aren't first impressions, so they never touch on that point. All right, so I did bring out both of those bags, so we have a little bit more eye candy. So this is the Polene number 1 mini, and this is the Polene number 1. Out of the two, I use the number 1 mini a lot more often. And I have touched base on this a couple of times as far as wear and tear. I haven't had any issues with it. It's been wearing fabulously. No problems with color transfer either. And I can tell you, I have not babied this bag whatsoever. I feel that the quality and the craftsmanship is amazing. The stitching, I haven't had any issues with that whatsoever either. Now, as far as the chain itself, if you end up packing this bag to the brim, yes, you will be able to feel the weight of the bag. Yes, it will start to dig into your shoulder. I remember I was trying to fit as much as I possibly could. I went to put it on my shoulder and I started to notice the weight of it a lot more as the hours went by. But I also noticed that when I went to put it on crossbody with those same items, I didn't feel it as much. So that is an option. But as far as the chain goes, it can be somewhat uncomfortable if you do end up carrying quite a bit in here. But I think this is such a cute bag, and even though it is small, I do find it to be quite spacious. Let me just show you guys the interior. You also have these little snaps that if you want to carry a little bit more, you can just leave them open and the bag still ends up closing quite nicely. So I love this, and I like the array of colors that you can choose from as well. So once again, no issues with wear and tear, no issues with color transfer or anything like that. But the chain, I would have to say, is probably the biggest con on the number 1 mini. Now, as far as the number 1, like I said, I haven't used this one as often as the number 1 mini, but I also noticed that I prefer to use this bag without the strap. I find it to be a lot more comfortable because when I do wear this crossbody, it feels a little bit bulbous on my body frame. It feels a little bit bigger, but no issues with wear and tear on this one either. And the color is the burgundy. I mean, it is just insanely gorgeous in real life. I know that it's probably showing up maybe a little bit more on the like brick side or maybe a little bit more red, but it is one of the best looking Bordeaux's or wine colors, oxblood, whatever you want to call it, in my opinion, that I have ever seen. I think it is gorgeous, and again, no issues with pop stitching or anything like that. But the way that I prefer to use it is definitely either on the crook of my arm or hand carry. To me, it reminds me very much of the Givenchy Antigona. It has a very similar shape, a very similar silhouette, and that's how I prefer to use this bag, on the crook of my arm or hand carry. So this one definitely has a friendlier price point than that guy. And let me just show you guys the interior of the number 1. This one is very, very spacious. Again, you have these little snap buttons that you can carry a little bit more with you if need be. And I forgot to say, this guy does have, I'm getting all jumbled up. This one does have 1 slip pocket on the interior, but the number 1 has a zippered compartment and 2 slip pockets. So you have a tad more organization if need be. And you also have back pockets on both of these bags. But I think that the quality and the craftsmanship, especially for the price when it comes to Polene, is amazing. So I highly, highly recommend them. And the snap closure that it has is very strong as well. So you don't have to worry if you're carrying a little bit more that it's just going to bust open. I have not experienced that personally, so I thought I'd throw that out there. I forgot to show the strap that it comes with, but the strap is removable and it's also adjustable and very, very comfortable if you go to use it on your shoulder or if you go to use it crossbody. So highly recommend them. Awesome quality, awesome price point, and the colors that they have to choose from are amazing. So I don't know if that ends up helping you out, but fantastic questions, and hopefully I was able to answer them. Next question from G. Patton. When you travel with luxury handbags, do you take the original receipt with you to prove ownership at the border in case you are asked and need proof that you did not purchase them on your trip? This is an awesome question, and no, I have never brought a receipt with me to prove ownership of the handbag that I am using or the goods that I am using on the trip when we travel. But I remember it was probably 3 or 4 years ago, I I asked because this is an awesome question, because let's say that you end up traveling 20 times and then the 21st time you get asked to prove that you didn't buy it on the trip, you know? So I remember asking, I told the gentleman, I said, how do you know I didn't purchase it on this trip? I will never forget the look that my husband gave me. He looked at me like I was crazy. He's all, really, Minnie? And I'm like, hey, I just want to know. The gentleman laughed at me and he said, I've been doing this a long time, and you can tell when people buy something brand new and they want to avoid paying taxes or they don't want to declare it, they act a certain way. He's all, you are good to go. And I said, I'm just curious, you know, that's the type of person that I am. So that has been my experience. I'm not saying that that's always the case, but still, I think, you know, it's one of those things that, what if? What if? So I would love to hear your guys' experience. Have you heard something, or have you gone through something similar and what ended up transpiring? Let us know in the comment section down below. But no, I have never brought any receipts with me. I have never had any issues or anything like that. I also wonder if like you could use your Instagram or, you know, Twitter or Facebook, or if you talk about the item that you are using, you can kind of go back and say, look, I've had it since 2002, since 2005, or what have you. I wonder if that would also help. I have no idea. But I mean, why not? Why not ask questions? Why not? Still, I think that this is an awesome question, and I would love to hear your thoughts. I would love to hear your experiences. But that was what happened to me. And so far, so good. So fantastic question, and hopefully I was able to answer it. Next question from Songstit. Would you ever willingly give your small leather good or handbag to a family member like mom or sister? My mom, who lives out of state and is quite humble with her accessories, was eyeing my pochette accessoire when I was visiting her. So I presented the item to her willingly. How about you? I have a feeling you would. First and foremost, that is so incredibly sweet, so awesome. All right, so would I ever willingly give a family member, such as my mom or sister, a small leather good or a handbag? Seeing as how I don't have any sisters, I don't have to worry about that. And other family members like cousins, the majority of my cousins don't really care for luxury goods. And to be completely honest with you, a lot of the snide remarks I have gotten in the past have come from them. So yeah. No handbags, no small leather goods for my cousins. But as far as my mom, absolutely I would. Absolutely I would, no questions asked. My mom doesn't really care for luxury goods. She appreciates them, but it's not something that she chooses to buy or to, you know, to spend her money on or anything like that. But the fact that she would even entertain, you know, an item, or if she was eyeballing something, or even if she said, hey, Minnie, I really like, you know, this bag, and before she would even finish her sentence, I would give her the item. No questions asked, like I said before, no regrets. It doesn't matter if it's my favorite handbag, it doesn't matter if it's my favorite small leather good. She gave birth to me, you know what I mean? I love my mom. I would do anything for her. And it doesn't matter if it's luxury goods or anything else. If I have the possibility to give her something that's going to make her happy or to bring a smile to her beautiful face, I would do it. Absolutely. Absolutely I would. But that's the type of relationship that her and I have. She's my best friend. She's been with me since the obviously. She's been through thick and thin with me, you know, and she's the best person I know, to be honest. So if she liked something that I have, or if she was eyeballing it, like I said before, or she entertained the idea of wanting to have a luxury good, that would make me all sorts of crazy happy. And I'd be like, it's yours. Do with it what you want. It doesn't matter, you know? Yeah, I would, absolutely I would. I mean, it's my mom. How could I not? How could I deny her anything? I could never do that. But I would love to know, what about you guys? You know, let us know in the comment section down below if you'd willingly give a family member, such as your mom, your sister, cousin, or whoever, one of your small leather goods or a handbag or whatever the case may be. Let us know in the comment section down below. But once again, that was very sweet of you. Awesome question, and hopefully I was able to answer it. Next question from Amanda B. Rube. Hopefully I said that correctly. I've been able to find some amazing deals throughout the years from the Facebook Louis Vuitton site, Marketplace, and Craigslist. I do always get them authenticated before purchasing. I'd really like to know what amazing deals you have found. It's become a game for me to find the best deals on something I'm searching for. Haha, I'd love to hear what others have found. And on her question, she also went to list some of the items that she has gotten. One of them being, if I'm not mistaken, it was the Louis Vuitton clay for 45 bucks. That is an awesome, awesome price. So Amanda, you have definitely scored on some of the items that you purchased. Now, as far as the deals that I have gotten, I've gotten a few, and I don't have the majority of the items that I ended up paying those awesome prices for, but I did bring some out so we have a little bit more eye candy. The first one being the Louis Vuitton Agenda GM in the Damier Ebene. Now this one wasn't like a crazy savings, but it was still a good price. I paid $300 for it, and at the time it retailed for $7.75. I got it off of the Louis Vuitton Facebook group. I don't remember which one, but it was in pristine condition, so I definitely jumped on that. Plus, the Damier Ebene Agenda, I feel is always a little bit harder to find than the monogram, so I definitely scored with this one. I also got a Keep All 55 bandolier for 450 bucks. I was super excited about that one. In the past, I've gotten Louis Vuitton wallets for anywhere from like $175 to $400, and the retail prices range anywhere from $500 to $1,500. So those have been pretty amazing too, or $1,200 I should say. So those have been pretty great. But the best deal I have ever gotten, I think, are these Prada shoes, for sure. I got them at Neiman Marcus Last Call. I bought them probably, I want to say 5 years ago, maybe 6. I can't remember to save my life. But I got these at like a 97% savings. I think I paid, it was either under 50 or under 75 bucks. But I thought that was amazing. I remember I was like, is that wrong? Is that the price? Even the lady at the register, she's like, there's no way. I remember her running it like 2 or 3 times because I couldn't believe it. So these guys have definitely been my best deal. But I would love to know what has been your best deal. Let us know in the comment section down below. And I mean, anytime we can save any money on any luxury goods or anything we like, that is one of the best feelings. At least I feel so. So please let us know, some of the deals that you've gotten over the years in the comment section down below. But awesome question, and hopefully I was able to answer it. Next question from Ella Stevens. Thinking of purchasing a belt / bum bag / fanny pack. What do you think of the YSL Kate belt bag? I love the color malachite green. What are your top 3 belt bags on the market right now? Would love to know your thoughts. All right, so before I get any further, let me insert a picture of the YSL Kate belt bag right now. I think this belt bag is beautiful. I love the simplicity. It doesn't have too many bells and whistles or anything like that. And usually with like bum bags or fanny packs or belt bags, it can get really easy to just make it look really frumpy. But this one, I just like the simplicity. So I'm a big fan. And it also has an awesome price point. Now, as far as my top 3 on the market right now, I'm gonna have to go with the first one being the Louis Vuitton bum bag. I've said it in other videos, I'm a big fan of this bag. I really wish that I can pull it off. I don't think it might end up suiting my lifestyle, but I will have to admit, I have been researching it, all right? I've been researching it. I'm guilty as charged, but I just think it is so cute. I also like the fact that they have the World Tour version, so that way you can go for a more personalized look, and the fact that it is more carefree, I think is awesome. The price point is pretty steep, but still, I like the fact that you can personalize it, and from what I have seen and from what people have been talking about, it's very comfortable, and it fits a lot more than you might think. So that's one of my favorites. Another one of my favorites is the Gucci GG Supreme belt bag. Again, very simple, not too many bells and whistles, and it's also not too big, which I appreciate, especially when it comes to a fanny pack or a belt bag. I think that it's one of those types of accessories that comes in waves. It's very popular. It kind of goes away and then it comes back, kind of like leopard or animal prints. That's the way that I see it. But I really like the fact that this has a very friendly price point for it being a trendier handbag. So that way, if you want to go for this type of silhouette, you don't necessarily have to break the bank. So I really, really like this one. And the last one is probably the most, it has the most bells and whistles, which totally goes against what I've said with the other two, but there's just something about it. And that is the Givenchy Small Whip. I think this one is beautiful, and that chain detail just adds a little bit more to it, gives it a little bit more edginess. So that's why I said previously that I feel that I'm kind of contradicting myself, because I do prefer something that is simple. I do prefer something that doesn't have bells and whistles or anything like that, but there's just something about the Givenchy that I really, really appreciate. So those are my top three, and I would love to hear your thoughts. Are you a fan of bum bags or belt bags or fanny packs or whatever the case may be? And if you do have some, or if you do have one, let us know in the comment section down below which ones those are and if you recommend them. But that bum bag, for sure, I've been eyeing it, I've been eyeballing it, and I'm just like, oh man, I want to see if it'll work out for me. I have a feeling it won't, because I would prefer to use it crossbody. I would prefer to use it, over my chest, but because my chest is larger, I feel that it might make it a little bit more bulbous, and it might look like I'm kind of suffocating it, which is not the look that I want to go for. But when I see it on other people, I think it looks fantastic. So again, wonderful question, and hopefully I was able to answer it. Next question from Ballet Dancer NJ. What is your opinion regarding the Louis Vuitton NeoNoe BB bag? All right, so before we get any further, let me insert a picture of this bag right now. Talk about versatile for a mini handbag. I love the fact that this bag comes with a removable top handle strap. It also comes with a removable adjustable crossbody and shoulder strap, because that makes it so much more user friendly. It adds so much more play to it, and you're not stuck with a one size fits all. Now I know that some of the larger versions of the NeoNoe also have this option, but the fact that they included it in the small version, I feel that it's definitely a game changer. So I think it's awesome. Now this bag is available in the Epi version, and you do have contrasting colors that you can choose from. Personally, I'm not too keen on the contrasting colors. I really wish that they would have given you the option to go for a solid, but still, that's just personal preference. But I think that this bag is super, super cute. It's small, but it packs a punch. And again, the fact that it has so much versatility, I think is amazing. I think this bag is going to be extremely popular, so much so that I'm hoping that as time goes by, Louis Vuitton decides to incorporate this and make it in the canvas versions as well, because that will also do that would also make it very popular. But I'm a big fan. I think it's super cute. It packs a punch, and again, the versatility that it has, I think, is amazing. So fantastic question, and hopefully I was able to answer it. And the last question from Leslie Craven. Call me crazy. I've asked this question a lot in the comments below. It's about the Chanel Squeak. Sometimes the chain squeaks, like on my small classic flap, but my mini rectangular, the chain does not squeak. Can you elaborate on this subject, or just leave it that I'm crazy? No, you are not crazy. The chains definitely squeak, some more than others, and I think it has to do with use. The more and more that you use it, the less you'll be able to hear it. But I also feel that maybe it has also to do with the type of finish that the leather has. For example, caviar leather. Some of the pebbles might be a little bit deeper, some of them are a little bit more noticeable than others, so I wonder if that has a factor in it. But I do have 3 different examples that I wanted to bring out. I will put the chains up to the microphone so you guys can hear it. So a little ASMR, if you will. The first one is the mini rectangular in the caviar leather. Now, when I first got this one, there was a slight squeak, not too noticeable. And because I have been using it a lot more, I feel that it's very faint. So. Not too bad, not too intense, right? Okay, now the medium large, as many of you know, this bag I have used to death. And this one, when I first got it, the squeak was a lot more noticeable. It's still there, but it's nowhere near as noticeable as it was before. There we go. And are you ready? Are you ready for the noisiest Chanel handbag that I have in my collection? The jumbo that I'm using now. This guy, I don't think I even have to bring it up as close to the microphone because you're gonna be able to hear it. It's super intense. So out of all the bags, I end up using the medium large the most. And like I said, that one has definitely, it's not as noticeable as it was when I first got it. And this is the least used Chanel handbag in my collection as of now. So I wonder if that has to do with it. But also, as I mentioned previously, the caviar is different in all three of these bags. The mini has a little bit of a softer caviar. I feel that the pebbles aren't as deep as the other two, right? And the medium large, the pebbles are bigger, but they're not as deep. It's a lot more similar to the mini. Now, as far as the jumbo, the pebbles on this are they're a lot deeper, and I don't know, they just feel completely different than the other two bags. So it could be a combination of both. I have no idea. But they do definitely squeak, and I actually like it. Call me crazy. I like the way that it sounds. I feel that that's a characteristic of these types of handbags. So it's kind of like the Tiffany bracelet that I've talked about before. I like that clinking sound. I know some people might find it very annoying, but I kind of dig it. I kind of like it, you know, and I really wish, maybe not as intense as this one, but the medium large. I really like the sound that this has, because it's there but not too noticeable. This one, I feel like you can definitely hear me, you know, because I barely have to touch it and you can hear the squeak. So I don't know, but I think it's great. I would love to hear your guys's experience when it comes to the squeak. Do you hear it as well? Do you feel it has to do with the more and more that you use it? Or could it be, like I said before, the fact that the caviar is different in each of them? So that might have a factor in it. I have no idea, but let us know in the comment section down below. But fantastic question, and hopefully I was able to answer it. All right, you guys, so that does it for Minks Monday Q&A. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope I was able to answer your questions. For this week's lineup, you will see me, I'm going to shoot for Saturday. I will try my hardest to go for Friday, but I think it might end up being for Saturday. But you will see me one other time. But again, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, make sure and give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already and you would like to, please subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the red button down below and hitting that bell so you're notified when I upload videos, which is anywhere from 2 to 3 times a week. And I'll see you guys later. And as always, make it a fabulous day or not, the choice is yours. Have a great day.